What's up, Achievers? Welcome to today's Restore class. Today's class is going to consist of a total body mobility routine. All right, it's going to be 20 to 30 minutes or so. We'll spend about 2 minutes on each move. We have about 10 moves total, but we're just going to flow in and out of them. We're going to get your neck involved, your upper back, your hips, your hamstrings, calves, literally your entire body is going to feel great after this, and we're excited to get this going. All right, so first thing we're going to do is start off on our backs. All right, we're going to do what's called hook lying breathing, and what I want you to do is lay down with your knees up, feet down, and just hands by your side. All right, now from here, let's get some deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. So deep inhale in through your nose and out through your mouth. I want you to take about 4 seconds on your inhale and 4 seconds on your exhale. All right, and slowly inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's keep up that same tempo. Breathe in and exhale. Now keep breathing for me, but I want you to get your right hand on the lower part of your stomach and your left hand on the upper part of your chest. All right, slowly breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, as you inhale, I want you to breathe in so that the air goes down low towards your stomach, and you should have that right hand slowly rise up as you inhale, and then come back down as you exhale. Keep going exactly like this. These are just nice, calming, diaphragmatic breaths, and all it's doing is down-regulating your system, getting you into more of that sort of rest and digest sort of mode. And what that does is, you know, a lot of times we're on edge and we're stressed, right? Whether it's sitting in traffic or coming home from a long day of work and just being stressed about the next day. Our bodies don't have too much time these days to rest and digest and get into this sort of relaxed state. And this breathing helps you to do so. And once you're in that relaxed state, then all the mobility drills that we're going to do coming up are going to be a lot more effective. They're not going to be as effective if you're really tense and stressed. All right, so this is just prepping us to get into that rest and digest state and get us into a better flow for the rest of the warm-up ahead. All right, let's get a couple more deep breaths. And last one. All right, now I want you to slowly come up onto all fours, and we're gonna do some cat-cows. All right, so hands right below the shoulders, knees are right below the hips, and what I want you to do is dome your back. So really round your back as much as possible, look down, and then from there I want you to slowly arch your back and look straight ahead. All right, and I want you to try to do this segmentally, so one vertebrae at a time, flexing all the way. So getting into this global flexion pattern, and then extending the other way, so global extension. It should feel great. Oftentimes we're stuck at a desk, you know, probably going through Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting, and we're sort of hunched in this posture, and then we might get into a car where we're again hunched in the same posture. So it just helps to loosen up the spine and get it moving in full ranges of motion, as opposed to just sort of being stuck in a hunched over forward shoulder posture. All right, so this should feel really good and really comfortable. All right, now from there, I want you to get back into that all fours position. Again, hands are right below the shoulders, knees are right below the hips. And from there, let's get that chest up tall, look straight ahead. So this tall, proud chest. And then from there, I want you to rock your hips all the way back towards your heels. And then I want you to rock all the way forward. All right, so all the way forward, all the way back, and the whole time keeping a tall, proud chest. I don't want you to round over as you sit back just to get a little bit more range. I want that upper back nice and extended. All right, we're slowly moving back and forth and easing into some of the hip stretches we're about to explore. All right, and now as long as you keep that chest up tall, your lower back stays in a strong position. It's not going to flex over. And what this does is it's very good if you do squatting as part of your workouts, which we think you should definitely be doing. It just loosens up the hips while keeping the lower back safe, and it makes it so that it is almost a awareness drill to help you keep from butt winking. And if you don't know what butt winking is, as you descend down into the bottom of your squat, if you notice that your tailbone sort of tucks under and rounds over, that's what's known as butt winking. And this drill can kind of help you to fight against that. All right, now from there, keeping your hands right below the shoulders, feet right below the hips, I want you to bring your knees out wider. All right, so now we're gonna get the inner thighs involved. I want you to drop down all the way to your forearms. And from here, again, rocking all the way forward and rocking all the way back. And this time, as you sit back, you should really feel some inner thighs working and mobilizing. And if you don't, just push your knees out a little bit wider, keeping that chest tall and proud. Again, we're trying not to round over. We don't want the lower back to compensate here. We want the hips to take the mobility benefit. Awesome. And again, this whole time, I want you to think about deep belly breathing. I don't want you to start holding your breath just to get extra range. I don't want you to be too tense. Just being as relaxed as possible. And again, that gets our body in more of that rest and digest state and allows us to move a lot more freely because it is so down-regulated and more relaxed. All right, now from there, similar posture, back to on all fours position. This time what I want you to do is reach one leg off to the side. All right, so now it's straight ahead, get that chest up tall, and we're gonna rock back, and we're gonna rock forward. Okay, so now we're definitely getting a lot more inner thigh involvement as we go back and forth. Excellent. And you can go as slow or as fast as you want, or you can sort of match my pace here. But just making sure that this leg is straight in order to get that inner thigh benefit. All right, again, keeping that chest tall and proud. And this one is awesome for lateral squats and lateral lunges. It really helps to prep you for that movement pattern. All right, now from there, let's sit all the way back towards your heels. I want you to get the hand that is on the same side as the leg that's reaching out. So in this case, my right hand, I'm gonna reach my right hand all the way through this open space between my knee and my arm. And then I want you to reach that same arm up towards the ceiling. All right, so now we're getting a lot here. We're getting the inner thighs and hips involved, but we're also getting upper back, T-spine involved at the same time. All right, now a lot of T-spine drills that we often do isolate the T-spine, and this one also isolates the T-spine, but in a way that it also involves other parts of the body. And in real life, single joints and single muscles are rarely isolated, so it helps to have multiple muscle groups and multiple joint complexes working together to create movement. All right, let's get back to that all fours position. We're gonna switch sides. So for me, my left leg is gonna come out forward and we're gonna rock back and forth. So sinking all the way back and all the way forward. Awesome. And this should feel great as well, especially because when we are just moving throughout life, we're typically just walking straight ahead, running straight ahead. Even when we're active, hiking, biking, jogging, it's all very straight ahead type of motion. And we rarely get our legs split out wide like this unless, let's say, we're exercising, doing lateral lunges, things in that sort of motion. But it's important for all of our joints to express all degrees of motion. And that's what helps to keep them healthy and moving fluidly. All right, now sit all the way back towards your heels again. Let's reach, for me, my left hand, I'm gonna reach that under between the space between my knee and my arm, all the way through. And then I want you to reach it all the way up. All right, and we'll go back and forth here. Inhale as you reach, and then exhale as you bring it up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you reach across, and exhale as you bring that up. Good. Keep on going. We got a few more here. All right, last one. Awesome. All right, cool. Next, we're gonna do what's called a seated wall slide. Now, obviously, we don't have a wall behind us for this one, but just imagine that you do, all right? So imagine that there's a wall right behind you. I want you to get your feet together in this sort of butterfly stretch position. And then from there, let's get your chest up nice and tall. And then from there, hands back behind you as if there was a wall behind you, and you're trying to get your elbow, your wrists, the back of your hands all up against that wall as you slide up into this sort of wide position, and then bring it all the way back down. All right, now with the wall, it's a little bit easier and a little bit more freeing because the wall is supporting you. In this position, you're supporting yourself, so the hips are pretty active here. But still, same things get accomplished. You're getting good T-spine extension, you're getting good shoulder mobility benefits, and you're also getting some good upper and mid-back muscle activation. All right, so your mid and lower traps are working together right now to raise the arms overhead, and those are important postural muscles. All right, keeping that chest up tall, trying to breathe. This one definitely burns. In the shoulders, for me, my inner thighs are working as well. Awesome job. And last one. Perfect. Okay, now we're gonna go into a 90-90 stretch, all right? So 90 degrees in the front leg, 90 in the back leg, and all I want you to do is get into this position and lean forward towards that front leg, that front shin, that again is 90 degrees, all right? And what should happen is you should feel a really good hip stretch along this front hip, all right? So basically your glute. And then what I want you to do is get your hands up in the air or hands supporting you and switch sides. And getting tall at first, and then getting into this sort of forward lean, forward fold. And it's important to note that when you are folding forward, that your chest is up tall in order to, again, focus that stretch on your hip as opposed to letting your back compensate. All right, let's rotate again. Awesome. And again, deep belly breaths. And all you're signaling to your body right now by breathing deeply and remaining calm and not being too tense is that you're in control and that your body doesn't have to tense. And that just signals to your brain, okay, this person seems pretty good. My body seems pretty good. I'm going to allow it to get even more range of motion. If you were to, say, start holding your breath and really pushing forward and just trying to crank through just to get some extra range of motion, your brain will automatically put the brakes on. It's not going to allow you to voluntarily hurt yourself, so it's going to say, hey, let's put the brakes on and just make it harder to achieve that range of motion. And so the irony is that the more you push and the harder you strain to get into these positions, the less your body is going to be likely to accept those changes. So it's really all about coaxing your body to accept these gains and then strength training on top of it. And a lot of times your flexibility gains will naturally occur without too much of that, the classic sit and reach and just strain until your hamstrings kind of explode and pop off. So just think about nice and easy, relaxing into the stretching positions. All right, now from there, we're gonna go into a Cobra Pose, to a downward dog, to a calf pedal, all right? No, what we're gonna do is lay prone, and from here, I want you to get into this upright torso posture. And then from there, tuck your toes under. We're gonna cycle into a downward dog, all right? Now, downward dog is definitely not my strong suit, so try not to model my downward dog too much, but I'm gonna have my knees slightly bent, and I'm gonna push my hips way back up towards the ceiling. And then all I'm gonna do from here is pedal my heels down to the floor, one at a time, okay? And as you do one at a time, you can kind of lean into that hip to get some extra range of motion, and you should feel your calves and your hamstrings stretch out. All right, and then from there, you're gonna cycle back down into that Cobra Pose. All right, so this is great for the hip flexors, the low back, the upper back, just the entire front of your body, which can often get so tight from sitting down all day. And then we reverse it into this downward dog. Hamstrings and glutes get involved, and then we pedal back and forth, and we get the calf. So a lot of great stuff happening in this one. Awesome. Back into your Cobra Pose. We'll get a few more of these. Just go at your own pace here. You don't have to rush it. And again, stay nice, relaxed, and calm as you go about these. Now, some poses for you might have felt really easy. Some might have been a little bit more challenging. And basically what you want to focus on is that if a pose doesn't feel too great, that doesn't mean that you are less in shape or less flexible or less mobile. It just means that that pose happens to be a little limited right now. And all you need to do is work on it to get it a little bit better. Like my downward dog is very limited, but I also have other stretches and mobilizations that feel really easy and really comfortable that others might not enjoy as much. So it's not just a I'm flexible or I'm not. There's a lot more nuance to it than that. All right, last ones here. And let's slowly stand on up. All right, we're nearing the end here. We've got 2 more stretches. I want you to stand up. And what you're gonna do, if you need to bend the knees, feel free to bend the knees, but we're gonna come down, touch the floor, and walk yourself out into a push-up position. All right, once you're in that push-up position, I want you to slowly walk your way back. And then stand up tall. And it helps to take these small steps with your hands, and each time your hand lands, your shoulder stabilizers work, your core works, and your shoulders work. Obviously, we're getting a good posterior chain stretch, so we're getting lower back, hamstrings, and glutes stretching out. Well, you'll notice that this one is also a lot more active as well, which is why we're placing it towards the end. If we started here and you were stressed out, it might have gotten you more stressed out, but we slowly worked our way towards this movement, so you should feel this in a good, positive way. Awesome. Cool. I want you to relax for a second. Let's shake it out, and we're gonna finish off with a SpiderMan Lunge. And if you've done any of our videos before, you know that SpiderMan Lunges are popular with us because they are so just catch all. They target everywhere. They target your hip flexors, they target your, your glutes, your inner thighs. It's just good catch-all stretch that you can do anywhere, especially if you are about to do, let's say, a sporting event. It's just easy to pop down onto the floor and get some SpiderMan Lunges in and know that you are getting a lot of benefit out of it. All right, so push-up position. Let's bring your left foot outside of your left hand, or as close as possible. And then from here, we're gonna drop that left forearm towards the floor. It doesn't have to hit, just a little bit.
and then reach that same arm up towards the ceiling. So again, we're getting T-spine involvement while we're getting the hips stretched out. Bring that hand back down, bring the foot back, and switch sides. Drop that forearm towards the floor, and reach that arm up towards the ceiling. Good. And keep flowing back and forth here. And for this one, if you ever need to, you can place your hands on a low plyo box, a couple stacks of books, just to bring your hands up a little bit higher and make it easier for you to bring your leg up a little bit higher. All right, we got a couple more. Deep breaths. And we're gonna rotate. Bring it back down. Bring the foot back. And switch sides. All right, you got one more on each side, and then we'll be all squared away. And reach up. Awesome. All right, cool. Well, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you got your hips loosened up, your upper back, your neck, basically your entire body. And hopefully that was a great little mobility session for you. Feel free to come back to this as many times as you need to or want to, especially if you're not ready for, or your body just isn't up for a full-on workout, but it wants to do some movement. This is a great way to sneak some movement in. All right, so great job today. Until next time, sweat out, happiness in.